Hey, what's up everyone? It's KAGE. Welcome to today's video where I'll be giving you my top 10 favorite anime as of June 2021. I started watching anime about 2 years ago, and in the first year I really only watched two because one was very long and I took breaks. However, I watched a lot more in my second year. As of now, I have only watched 12 different animes, so the top 10 list isn't very deep, but I am continuing to watch a lot of anime, and I figured I could make one of these videos about every year, and I figured this was a good time to start because it was around the first time that I first started watching anime. At number 10, I have Seven Deadly Sins. I see that this show gets a lot of hate, however, I actually enjoyed it. I like the storyline, and I like most of the characters. One reason why I like the show are scenes like when Meliodas split a mountain with a twig, or when he caught a spear that Guild Thunder threw to prevent it from destroying a whole village. My favorite character from Seven Deadly Sins is Meliodas. I think he makes a great main character, and he has a great but sad backstory. His transformations are interesting, and the fights are exciting. There are other characters that I like Bon, Merlin, and Escanor, but I really like the bond that Meliodas and Bon share. At number 9, I have Dragon Ball. Now, I haven't watched the original Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Super, but I have watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z and a lot of the movies. I was going to watch Dragon Ball Super a lot earlier, however, I decided that I wanted to read the manga for Super first, so I still haven't watched it yet. I watched Dragon Ball Z weekly as a kid, and last year I decided to rewatch Dragon Ball Z, and I made it past the Frieza arc, but then I stopped there and got distracted with some other shows. The reason why I like Dragon Ball is, of course, because of the fights. I mean, to me, some of the fights are some of my favorite in all of anime. I also like the characters, especially Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and Beerus. Vegeta actually used to be my favorite anime character for a really long time. At number 8, I have Tokyo Ghoul. I'm a fan of the show and I really enjoy the story. I like seeing the change in Kaneki throughout the story. I think season 1 and 2 was great, but it kind of dropped off some in season 3 to me. I watched season 1 and 2, then read the manga for season 3, then watched season 3, so that might be why I think season 3 wasn't as great. But to me, they introduced a lot of characters in season 3 that played big parts in the manga, but made them feel like unimportant side characters. But other than that, I still enjoyed it. I thought the ghouls' powers were very cool, and each one had different abilities that made them unique. And I think Kaneki's design and story and everything was great, and I thought he was a great main character that we got to see change throughout the show. At number 7, I have Bleach. I'm currently watching Bleach, and I just finished the Bound arc, but so far I'm loving Bleach. I think Ichigo is close to being my favorite main character out of all the anime I've watched so far. The fights have been great so far, and I love the comedy in the show. So far, my favorite fight was Ichigo versus Byakuya, whenever Ichigo first activated his Bankai. I really like the characters, especially the Soul Reapers. My favorite characters are of course Ichigo, and also Kon and Renji. I mean, you have Kon in the scene, and you're just like laughing. I just got introduced to the Arrange cars, and I know a lot of great fights are coming up that I'm really excited for, and I'm also excited to catch up on it before the Thousand Year Blood War arc comes out. I won't be surprised if Bleach ends up moving up on my list. At number 6, I have Vinland Saga. I'm a little biased towards this show because I love Vikings and the Viking setting, so when I heard there was a Viking anime, I got very excited to watch it. I really enjoyed the show and the fight scenes were great. I'm glad that they didn't give anyone superpowers, although Thorkel and some other characters are insanely strong, but I would have been disappointed if they made some people able to fly or shoot fire, or if they had to fight like robots or something. So I'm glad they kept it at a real level of fighting. They also show a lot of politics, like Canute being a prince and competing against his father. I'm curious to see how they would start season 2 because of the events that happened in the last episode of season 1, which is a great finale, by the way. So I'm really excited for what season 2 brings. At number 5, I have My Hero Academia. I'm a fan of the superhero genre, and I like seeing a whole world where people have powers. I like that it centers around heroes that are still learning to be heroes and are still young. But it does show the strongest heroes of the show in action, and I think it does a good job showing how strong some of the younger characters can grow. I haven't watched season 5 yet because I was going to wait until I caught up on the manga. However, I might get impatient and decide to just go ahead and watch it. I do think that Deku can be a little annoying sometimes, especially at the beginning. However, as the show goes on, he gets better, but he isn't close to being one of my favorite main characters. I tend to like the characters more like Todoroki, Ochiko, and Bakugo. One thing that I like about Bakugo is that he can very easily be a villain, and he has a villain-like attitude by saying that he will kill everyone all the time. But he stays true to being a hero and strives to become the strongest. At number 4, I have One Punch Man. This is actually the first anime I've ever watched, other than Dragon Ball Z, that I watched as a kid. Because, when I watched it as a kid, I wasn't really thinking that it was anime. I just thought it was like a show that came on. but I really enjoyed the show and I found it really funny with some great fight scenes thrown in as well. Some people don't like it because of the fact that they made Saitama too strong. However, I think that's what makes it have some hilarious scenes and gives the name One Punch Man. One of my favorite scenes is when Saitama was competing in a fighting tournament and he was focused on keeping the wig on as he fought the champion the whole time. However, the show also has other characters that are balanced that give us those great fight scenes like Genos and Gaara. The show has a huge cast of great heroes and villains that make it really exciting. At number 3, I have Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm a big fan of the show and I love the characters. Gojo and Itadori are hilarious throughout the whole show. Especially when you stick them together in a room, you're going to be laughing the whole time. I think Itadori is a great main character, and I like Sukuna being inside of him. A lot of main characters in the anime seem to have something evil inside of them that they try to hold back and keep from being unleashed. But I think this does a good job of showing the relationship and how different it is. Like how Sukuna wants to take over, but at times when Itadori wants him to, Sukuna refuses. One thing that sounds One thing that stands out to me about this show is that how the good guys are kind of crazy. Like when Itadori fought Mahito and he says he's going to kill Mahito, and almost does, or when Fushiguro finally activated his domain expansion and laughed like a maniac. I also really like Gojo. He is insanely overpowered but isn't serious at all. When Curtis fought against him, he makes jokes and messes with them the whole time. I've heard that they were going to make a movie based on the Jujutsu Kaisen Volume Zero manga. I'm really hyped for that because that volume was really, really good, and we would get to see Yuta in action. At number 2, I have Demon Slayer. I think this is a really great show. I haven't watched a movie yet, but as soon as it is available for digital, I'm definitely going to watch it. Some people say that Demon Slayer is overrated, however, I really enjoy it. I love the main cast of characters, and they each have different personalities. I also love the Hashras and can't wait to see them in action. And of course, the fights are great. I think the studio Ufotable does a great job at animating these fights. They're very clean and have vibrant colors. I'm kind of surprised at how big Demon Slayer got. I mean, they already have a movie out. Season 2 is coming out this year, and a video game's coming out this year that looks amazing, by the way. At the number 1 spot, my favorite anime so far is Naruto. I can't express how much I love this anime. It wasn't the first anime series that I watched, however, it was the one that got me into anime. I watched One Punch Man first, but then a few weeks later I decided to try Naruto after my friends and family kept telling me how great Naruto was, so I decided I would just give it a try, and I got hooked on anime. After I finished Naruto, I have been watching anime since then. I love the characters. I took a liking to a lot of characters like Naruto, of course, Kakashi, Itachi, Jiraiya, Tsunade, and several more. It has some of my favorite anime fights like Kakashi vs. Obito, Kakashi vs. Kakuzu, and Naruto vs. Pain. I also really like the villains. Some of my favorites were Madara, Obito, and Pain. And the villains are really different in Naruto because a lot of them, they had tragic backstories that led them to being evil, and they were just kind of shaped by the world, I guess. The Akatsuki is probably my favorite organization in anime. I also think Naruto makes a great main character. He was able to conquer his own hate and Kurama's hate. He was very motivational and influenced people throughout the whole series. Naruto is also filled with many life lessons. I find it hard for another anime to take the number 1 spot on my favorite anime list. Naruto had a huge impact on me, and it will be difficult for future shows to do the same. I mean, this series really sparked my whole interest in anime. I don't know if another show could have had that big of an impact on me. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Let me know some of your favorite anime. And I plan to do another video like this in about a year with changes to my list as I watch more anime. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you all later.
Perfect.